Welcome. This cake is decadent, soft, and airy, and tastes like the fine marriage of lotus biscuits and caramel. Honey cake, also known as Medovik, hails straight from Russia, and today we're going to be making our very own. There are many recipes and variations for this cake, but the main ingredient is honey. You'll find all the ingredients down below in the description box. Right, let's get into it. In a deep pot, I'll add the butter. Once the butter is completely melted, I'll then add the sugar and stir until fully dissolved. I now switch from a spatula to a whisk to help incorporate and dissolve ingredients easier and faster. To the dissolved sugar and butter, I'm now adding the honey. From this point onwards, you'll want to keep on stirring, especially as you add in the baking soda. Once the baking soda is added and the mixture reaches a rich golden color, turn off the heat and move the pot away from the heat source. Allow to cool for 30 to 45 minutes before whisking in the eggs. I'm now adding in my flour, a cup at a time. Here we're looking for a cookie dough consistency, so feel free to adjust as needed. Once mixture reaches a cookie dough consistency, dust your hands and working surface with flour and transfer the dough onto the working surface. If you feel that the dough is too soft at this stage, it's okay to add some more flour. Dust a cling wrap with some flour and transfer dough onto it. Wrap tightly and allow to chill in the fridge for 30 to 45 minutes. Now that it's cooled down, we're ready to roll. I now use my scraper to cut the dough into even parts. A good tip here would be to directly roll out your dough onto parchment paper. To avoid your dough sticking to your rolling pin, dust it with flour regularly. Try to roll out your dough as thin as possible. Here I'm using my Christmas cookie tin lid, which is around 7 inches wide. To make your layers a perfect circle, you can also use a plate as a stencil. Pierce each layer with a fork so it doesn't puff up in the oven. I repeat this process until I use up all my dough. Preheat your oven at 180 degrees Celsius and bake your layers for 2 to 3 minutes. It's now time to prepare the cream. For that, I like to place my mixing bowl and whisking accessories in the freezer for at least 15 minutes prior to mixing. Once creams and icing sugar are in, I now mix using my electric hand mixer. I add in my vanilla, mix it well, cover, and keep in the fridge for 30 to 45 minutes. These are what the cake layers look like after they've cooled down. To assemble my cake, I'm adding one layer at a time and drizzling a generous amount of milk. I then add my chilled cream and spread it evenly using an angled spatula or the back of a spoon. Here I'm using a cake mold to keep things looking tidy. I'll repeat this step until I reach the top of my cake mold. Be sure to press down each layer before adding the milk and cream. It's best to assemble this cake directly onto your serving plate and make sure it's one that fits into your fridge. When pressing down the cake layers, things can get a little messy, so be prepared with a kitchen towel. Once cake is assembled, cover with a cling film and place in the fridge for at least 8 hours. I've waited overnight and now I'm ready to decorate the cake. This is a cake layer that I've blitzed into fine crumbs. Here I've arranged the parchment paper in a fashion where I am able to collect any crumbs that fall off as I decorate my cake. After removing the mold, I now use an angled spatula to smooth out the sides of the cake. Finally, I decorate my cake. For a classic finish, I press the crumbs all over the sides and the top of the cake. This can be slightly messy, but having the parchment paper placed this way will help a lot. Once cake is fully decorated, it's time to remove the parchment paper. I find this a very enjoyable part. And that's how you make a honey cake. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow for more recipes. See you in the next one. Bye.